mad dragon that had my mother off my side. They were four fans, certain nutty obnoxious, but full of dragon's pride.
It's the story of the great Jesse Godfrey with Big D Go-Go and Mr. Rob. Never Jesse's crew, so fierce and passionate, and the red V shine true. There were one day when Johnny Red and Jesse had been
It was much more than a hunt. That this group would form a fiery podcast. That's how we cut the Mad Dragon's punch. Mad Dragon's punch. Mad Dragon's punch. That's the way we became the Mad Dragon's punch. Come on, Dragons fans! Fire up!
Well, good evening, all, and welcome to the Mad Dragons podcast, round 5 edition, where we preview this Saturday's game. We've got Saint Gutho's Dragons versus Voldemort's Eels. As you would have seen during the in the ads earlier today on the podcast pages, we've called that former Dragons player he who must not be named, which we'll get into a little bit later, but Hazman, welcome to your first Team List Tuesday for 2025. How you going?
Yep, yeah, good, man. It's been a minute since I've done a Tuesday show, so.
Yep. And so, can you take us through the side that Flano named this afternoon to take on the Eels?
I might be able to swing that. All right, there we go. So we've got King Gutho at fullback. Sloan, Sully, Holmes, Stuart Pilato, Flanagan and Ilias are the halves. Up front, we've got Toby Couchman coming in for Emre Gawler, who's going to be out for a few weeks with a bit of naughty. Then we've got Cook. Clemmer comes into the starting side. On the second row, we've got Leigh Lewis and JDB. And then on the bench, we've got Little, my man, Blockalori, along with Stuart and Dylan Egan, who had a very, very good debut last week. Matt Fine is the 18th man, and Baitala Mariner, Sione Finau, LKT, and I don't know who the hell XPT is.
Loco.
And
the train, mate. It's the train.
Shut up, T. I'm not finished. Now we've got Jared Sutton this week, unfortunately, but we've also got Casey in the bunker again. So hopefully those two cancel each other out. So there you go, Jesse. There's the team for this week.
Yeah, thank you, Hazman. That's how our side looks. So there's just a couple of changes there, but we've already had behind enemy lines, haven't we, Big T? We have, yes.
And I'll just put the Parramatta team up on the screen there, because we won't do away behind enemy lines tonight or walk down memory lane. We'll release them after the show finishes tonight. So
thanks to Troy for coming on as well.
Yeah, we'll thank Troy. We'll go through. I'll just go through the team. Youngy, Russell, Penasini, that guy I'd like to say, Adokar are their back five. Brown and Hawkins, Hopping, Gowie, Smith, Paulo, Lane, Katoga, and Hopgood to the scrum. Coached by Jason Reynolds, hasn't had a win yet, poor boy. Dylan Walker comes from the New Zealand Warriors over to Parramatta. Marini, Tuavati, and Kerr are the scrum. Papali, it's not Papali, it's Papali, isn't it? The Parramatta boy, Papali. Anyway, Diamond, Simonson, Hands, and Volkman on the extended bench. Yeah, we had a good talk with Troy earlier on, so I'll release that after the show finishes, because we're having a little bit of technical difficulties downloading it. So the internet. Right, there you go, Jess.
Yep, so that's an interesting lineup. But first we'll get into our team. We'll start with you. We'll start with you, Billy. What do you make of the side that Flano has named this afternoon? Obviously, not too many changes. were you expecting something different, or is it pretty much what you expected?
Yeah, for me, it's pretty much what I expected. Obviously, the forced change with Emre Gula having to be out for suspension. It's pretty much the side I expected. I'm hoping for a strong performance against this team.
Yep. So Toby Couchman again named for the third week in a row, start in the front row, Youngy, but he's been benched the last few weeks. Do you think he'll actually start now with Emre Gula suspended?
Say that again. I missed that.
So Toby Couchman, he's been named to start every game, but in the last hour before kickoff, Flano's put him back to the bench in the last couple of games. Do you believe that he? Do you believe he may start this time, or with Clemmer, or do you think Blake Laurie comes into the side, which we'll discuss a little bit later?
Hard to tell. He might want Clemmer on, get him a bit of match fitness. How many minutes did he get last week? Was it 20, 25?
25 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, he only played one half, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be guessing if I knew what coach was going to do, but I'd be guessing Clemmer's just trying to get some match fitness on the board. So, other than that, not sure.
Blake Laurie is the one that comes into the side with Emre Gula suspended, Hazman. How do you believe that will turn out? He had quite a game in New South Wales Cup. Some suggesting that he's too good for that grade. What are your thoughts on his performance in that? And is it good to see him back in the top grade?
Oh, well, I'll answer your second question first. Yeah, obviously, great to see him. Great to see him back. He actually played 70 minutes last week. In New South Wales Cup, he had 16 runs, 136 metres, 39 tackles, 1 missed. That's about 98% efficiency. So, I mean, the thing with, actually, no, I won't say that yet because I'm expecting Liam to take me to task. But no, it's good to see him get another crack. It's what I expected. So let's
North Sydney quality team in that grade too.
You can do as well as you did last week.
Now, Scoop, I know you're a fan of this bloke, Hamish Stewart. What had a suspected facial fracture, but he's been cleared. He will take his place. Are you surprised that Flano is going to play him, or do you think there's a little bit more to go under the bridge before Saturday if he does play or not?
I wouldn't be surprised if Locker scratches out Hamish Stewart after last week's injury. So we'll have to wait and see what Coach Flano does with him.
Yep. And then we've seen Big T. We saw young Dylan Egan debut on the weekend. How good was it to see his debut last weekend? And knowing that he's got that first game under the belt now, he'll be ready for better for the run this weekend.
I'll be bigger, better than ever, I reckon. Last week he made a fair few runs. Made a good 15, 20 metre run. I think one of the runs were, but they were all around 5 to 8 metres. He's making that line, so I think it'll be bigger this week. Probably play about the same amount of minutes. So I think he'll go well this week. Yes, Joe, and I'm doing all right, mate. Thank you very much.
And if I don't remember correctly, I think Joe said a couple of years ago he was impressed with Dylan Egan in the trials, and now he's found himself in first grade a couple of years later. So, yeah. another Gerringong product to come through the system. And speaking of Dylan Egan, he had a media appointment. He had a media appearance today, and let's see what he had to say about his dream debut.
Yeah, definitely. Growing up a Dragons fan, remember coming and sitting on the hill here at Win. But to get the win and with all my family and friends up there was definitely a dream come true.
How do you find it to step up? Because from watching it, looked like he played 50-odd games. He didn't miss a beat.
No, I played about 2 seasons in Cup now, so and my 3rd year in here training with the boys. So I felt that I was ready to take that next step up, and I got a lot of help from those older boys, so felt just at home. Yeah.
Obviously, it's great to get a lot of tackles, a couple of runs as well. But how special is that to have that run and then draw the penalty right at the end there, which kind of almost sealed the win for you guys?
Yeah, Fleno spoke to me the day before, and I just wanted to get my role right, focus on my defence, and hopefully the attack will come. It was special. I just do the best for what the team needed there, and that was to take that run, and I just sort of got lucky, and just was pumped for the team, and yeah.
What did he tell you before you went out for the first time?
Not so much Flano, but just the players. They just ensured me that I was ready and ready to take that next step forward, which just instilled a lot of confidence in me, and just to get my job done.
And I guess what it is about Gerringong that keeps producing good footballers, obviously yourself, Hamish Stewart, you had Wishart on the other side there, you've got Garrick as well, Jackson Ford. What is it about sort of, what do they put in the water down there?
No, I think everyone just loves their footy down there. Like, you go up at any school arvo or weekend, and there's going to be kids up there kicking the footy or playing touch up there. We're surrounded by a lot of leaders and great people there, like Mick Cronin, Scotty Stewart that works in here, coaches first grade now, and it just makes a real fun culture, and everyone just loves playing footy there. Yeah.
Did you have a lot of supporters out there? We saw a nice photo of the three of you at the end of the game.
Yeah. I think we had half Gerringong up. I think we gave away about 70 tickets just for to watch. We even had another boy, Hayden Buchanan, playing cup. That's from Gerringong too. So 4 of us playing that day, and there was definitely a lot of Gerringong people up there to support us all.
Nice.
Young man. Yeah. Anyway, a lot's been talked about. Gutho returns to CommBank Stadium this week, and for the first time since he left the club at the end of last year, that man who must not be named, Big T, he comes up against the Dragons for the first time.
Yeah, it's a bit for them both, isn't it? You got Gutho coming up for the first time against the Eels, and the man who shall not be named playing against the Dragons. It's going to be a big game. Big battle. I hope they come up against each other at stages of the game. I just hope it's a rip and tear game and they rip each other apart.
And Hazman, we saw Gutho say earlier in the week that Gutho is going out to rip Parra's heads off. What do you read? How do you read into that? What do you expect from Gutho on Saturday?
I'm expecting really, really big things from Gutho against his old club. He's laid down the gauntlet. He said, "Right, boys, I'm coming for you." Now, if he plays with half the intensity of what he did last week, he will absolutely take Parramatta apart.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Another one that was one of our best in that game against Melbourne was Val Holmes, Youngy, and he will be up against that former Dragon on Saturday. That will be a key matchup, that's for sure, don't you think? He's on mute.
Actually, I think you'll find Sully's actually going to be on that side, mate.
No, I've looked into it. Lomax has been playing. Sorry, Voldemort has been playing right side for Para, and Val's on our left, so they will meet.
There you go. Should be a good clash then. Might be the highlight of the game, this one. What's that?
Line Glamour up at him. That'll sort him out.
Just knock him out early in the game.
Right.
Yeah, it should be good. Holmes got a really nice try on the weekend. Sweeping move out the left, and hopefully he can get a few more this weekend too. So looking forward to that clash. Should be good.
Yep. And we saw for Jaden Sewer, that mighty tackle. He played with a neck problem. He picked up at training last Thursday. I think he picked up a hand injury too, but he's been named this afternoon. So whether or not he'll take his place, I don't know. But a mighty effort from him, and that tackle was the match sealer, wasn't it, Billy?
Yeah, for sure. Just being in the crowd, everyone erupted when fucking took him 5 meters back into the in goal. That was such a game-changing moment. Like, they could have shifted the ball, knowing Storm. They just fucking have danger every single time they touch it. So, to solidify the game by doing that, it was a really good moment.
Yep. As we touched on in BEL, which you can see at later on, but Big T, we spoke about in that our poor record at Combank Stadium. It hasn't been a happy hunting ground for us, has it?
It hasn't been a happy hunting ground at all. I think we've got 1 from 6, is it? 1 from 5? Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but the game we won that a few years ago when Mary's last game, that was the best game at Combank for us.
But the other thing is, too, Eels are 4-0 at the moment, aren't they?
They are.
Haven't won a game, so they're going to be desperate for points, which is dangerous for us.
Especially at
we
home.
need to be switched on.
Yep, like I've heard comments, people saying, like in this, we're in a similar situation last year where we went down to Melbourne, beat the Storm down at Amy Park, and then the following week we had our pants pulled down by Parramatta, who were near the bottom of the table. People are comparing the situation to that. The circumstances are different now. This time,
totally
around,
different.
Last time we were fighting for a spot in the semi-finals. It's still early in the season, round 5, but we haven't had a great history recently against Parramatta at any venue, really. So we're going to have to overcome that. And last year, that was an unwanted record. We scored points in a game ever, still lost in that game. That was a target. But yeah, it's going to be a real conundrum what we're going to do this weekend. But as we said on Sunday night show, if we don't back that up, this will be that win over the Melbourne Storm will mean nothing, because the teams that you play that haven't won a game when teams are losing, they're just desperate to get that win, and they've got to win soon. So this could be a very tricky game for the Dragons.
Need to string a few together.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, don't you?
And to Joe's comment, Hame Sele will be returning this week in New South Wales Cup, so that's good to see. Hame Sele, Tom Eisenhuth will return in the New South Wales Cup. We'll continue the conversation, so we'll go to you, Scoop. Looking at Parramatta's side, where do you think the attacking threats will be in that team? Where do you think they could get us?
I'm thinking in the back 5 with Youngy, Sean Russell, Penasini, Voldemort, and the Fox. Hooker, I don't really see much out of Hooker, the young Hooker Riley Smith. But the bench is looking a bit bleak.
Yeah, it is. Their spine's very young, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dylan
they
Brown,
worked out.
obviously-
Apart from Brown,
Yeah, I was gonna say
27
Brown's
games.
the oldest.
27 games between the other players, I think it was. The other spine players.
I'm calling an early crow here, guys. I'm thinking by mid-June this year, Brown won't be at Parramatta for the rest of the year. I'm calling the early crow here.
Oh, that's a scoop.
Since they brought in Dylan Walker, I would not be surprised if Dylan Brown gets told to walk out the door probably after this game or midway through the year.
What's been spoken about Kyle Flanagan and Lachlan Lewis, Hazman. They still failed to run the ball on Saturday, but Flanagan did a bit more in this game against Melbourne. Do you expect they'll get better knowing they're playing against Parramatta this weekend and looking to improve again, getting another game under their belt with this new look spine?
Yeah, look, I don't think the opposition is really make a difference. They are still sort of learning the new combination. So as is the entire spine. It's going to take time. It's frustrating, when we sort of have this sort of disjointed attack like we've had. But Ilias missed the majority of last season, if not all of it, with that injury. Didn't have much of a preseason, so he's still getting back into first grade football. And then he's got this new combination with Flanagan that they're still trying to. They haven't gelled yet. They will. It just needs time. They will get better.
Yeah, and that's what we want to see. I mean, there were some signs there last weekend. Carl Flanagan started to kick the ball. We've been calling for that for last year and a few games into this year, and we saw that against Melbourne. They weren't the best kicks, but they did come off and results. And just give us a bit of a breather. So if you can just improve on that and build on that, that can get better as the season goes on. And I'm sure everyone on the panel would agree that we'd love to see Carl Flanagan kicking and get his hands on the ball a bit more. Now we'll get into a viewer's question where we get our viewers involved. So let's get into this, and we'll break it up a little bit and all right. So we'll get into this game. Okay, so we're going back to 2013 when we played the Eels in Wollongong. There is one player in our team that would have been in that game. It was actually early in his career. Let's see if you can name that player who was playing just his second game of his career, who's currently in our side today. And yeah, he played round 10, 2013 against Parramatta in Wollongong. So see if you can work that one out.
I know.
I think I know who it is.
And he actually played. It was actually one of his two games for us back then.
There's two I can think of.
I think he's got it.
No, not this week, Peter. Not you this time. Peter V, you haven't got it right this time. Ian Johnson's gone Jack de Belin. No, that's not correct. But Rugby League Roundup, you were on the money tonight. It is Damien Cook.
Show me the money.
That's banned. That's banned. I'm going to tell Flanagan you. Anyway, yeah, so
that was quick.
Damien Cook. Yep.
Yeah.
A young
What does Rugby League Roundup win? What do they win?
Beach sprinter.
A very young Damien Cook in 2013 playing off the bench. And we actually won that game 32 points to 12 with Josh Dugan getting a double. That was actually his debut for the club with Daniel Vito, Ben Cray, and Trent Merrin. James
Quinn.
4 goals for Parramatta. Penny Terapo, if you remember him, he got 2 tries for them. And Chris Sando kicked 2 goals. Oh, you're Billy's brother. Your brother, Billy.
Yeah.
You told him.
He's 15 now. But he's like this tall.
We'll have to get him on.
Maybe.
You Dragons fan too?
No.
No?
Doesn't matter. Who does he support?
I do not want to talk about who he supports.
That
What's
bad.
his
As long
name?
as it's not the Broncos. If it's the Broncos, I'm out of here.
Let me guess, the Bulldogs.
The team that's in the East.
The Roosters.
The Cox.
Yep.
We're playing them soon.
Yeah. I
Couple
hope
of
we
weeks,
beat
3
them.
weeks.
Behind enemy lines. Let's go. Bring him on.
We need a Rooster fan. Yeah.
Bring him
I'll
on.
bring him on.
Nice.
I'll ask him after the show. He might actually want to do it. So
Well, ask him now. He's watching.
All right. Now, Flano was highlighting in that game against Melbourne that we need to we can't win games based on that defense again. I mean, it's good to see the intensity of how they were playing, but Youngy, too many errors. We just simply cannot do that every single game and hope we're going to keep doing it. We've just got to hang on to the ball, isn't it?
Absolutely. And given the Eels are due for a win, they're absolutely going to be switched on. So, yeah, I think I mentioned last week our defence has got to get better, and I think it's got to get better again. If we can get that right, we'll go right this year. So that's going to be another key point is our defence.
Mm-hmm. Billy, so we saw Jacob Little scored the match-winning try. That was a remarkable effort from him. Now, how do you think that his role will be in key to this game on Saturday? Do you think there's been talk that he should come on towards the back end of the half? He's been coming on to the last 20, 25 minutes for this in recent weeks. So, and it worked this week when he scored the winning try. What do you make of his performance?
yeah, he's been performing well. It's round one. Obviously, he had a bit of an average game against the Rabbitohs, but everyone has bad games. Round three, he was great for us. Came on straight on the field. I don't know if it was his first run of the ball, but I think he scored off of his first run. So that was real good to see. Minutes wise, I would like to see him get more, like about 10 more minutes, 35. Get him 35 minutes on the field. I still think that Flanagan could find a way to keep both of them on the field at the same time, because I don't think that was such a bad play at all. Kind of helped us defensively.
I'm actually of the opposite opinion. I reckon they got the mix right because he's coming on fresh. He's exploiting defenders that are tired, and you're getting really good impact out of him. So, just my opinion. I reckon that balance is about right. You give him any more, he's going to start getting fatigued. So I just think the impact that you're getting from him is about right.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Now, a bloke that did have quite a good game on was one of our some people did speak about him as one of our players at the match. I'm not sure if he polled any points, but a bloke that did play with a bit of aggression was on report during the game, but Luciano Leilua, he has some thoughts on how we can build on that performance against the Storm and take that into this game against Parramatta this weekend.
How good to get on the board and in such a gritty win in tough conditions.
Yeah, it was a gritty win. We didn't start well this season, so definitely didn't want to go 0-3. So we had to get the win, and yeah, it was good.
Was that bye that you had on the reset you needed and just a week off to sort of regather, recalibrate and put the front foot forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think the bye helped us. We got a good few training sessions in, and it was really good.
And looking ahead to Parramatta, I mean, what a good time to get them and get 2 in a row, and then you roll into the Titans, and it could be, really turn your season around.
Yeah, for sure. We used the Melbourne game as the sort of time to turn our season around, and this week is a big challenge for us to don't be the team to lose against Power first. So Flano's given us the challenge to get the win, must win.
What was he most happy about after the game when you came back in the sheds? What was the first thing he sort of brought up there?
Flano's never happy. Nah, he was good. He was good. He was happy with our defense in the first half. I think at halftime it was about 38 platables in our 20 and to 14. So yeah, he was most pleased with that.
And when he comes down on the sideline, what's that like as a player? Obviously, with him there, and he's talking to you sort of face to face as opposed to over the walkie-talk.
Yeah, no, it's good. I came off when he came down. So it was good. He was stressing out. Yeah. Can't say that but no, he's just motivating the boys, getting the messages down, sort of, and getting into that training.
Obviously, you guys live for a great side like Melbourne. You've done it 2 games in a row now.
Yep.
Is there concern that you're playing a team that hasn't won?
Yeah.
You got to lift again.
Not really concerned. We want to try and be different to last year. I think last year we were really good game, and then we lose 2, and then we win 2, and then we lose 3. So this year's we're trying to change that. We're trying to be consistent, more consistent, and should show this week.
Has there been any talk in the locker room? Obviously, coming up against former teammates in Lomax, and obviously Gutho playing against his former team.
Yeah. Not really, not yet. It's still early in the week. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good going against Lowy. But yeah, not yet. Maybe captain's one.
And tell me a bit about playing at 3 o'clock, 4th game in a row.
Yeah. Round 1 or round 2 was a bit hot, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good. I like it. Yeah. Get home early to my kids and go to sleep.
Tell me a bit about coming up against the Para pack. It's a different pack this year. I mean, usually they're big. They're very big.
Yep.
They're completely mobile this year.
Junior's lost heaps of weight, so he's looking real good. Yeah, like you said, they're mobile. There's a lot of offloaders in the game, so in their team, so we've got to look after them.
And this round in particular, tell me a bit, I imagine it's important for yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Representing 685, so it means a lot to me. My family, my heritage, and everyone around across the whole world, representing our cultures like Tongans, Samoans, Cook Islands, everyone. So, yeah, it's good.
What's it like going up against your old club? Is it one you, as a player, fire up for a little bit more? And then obviously, Lomax's leaving here was very publicised. Same for Gutho. Have they got to something to prove?
You have to ask them, man. I really don't even care, to be honest. I'm just going to go out there and try and get the win for Gutho.
So does everyone agree there with Luciano Law that they got to just be more consistent and look to get out of what they were doing last year with win-loss?
Yes.
And become more of the same and start playing more consistent. Like if we can take a blueprint of what we did against the Storm, if we can have that intensity every week, we could win a lot of games.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, like Dazza said earlier, we've got to win a few games in a row to build momentum. You've got to build confidence. It up. That's right, exactly. You've got to build it up. So we've got a fairly easy run over the next 6 weeks. I think we've got Manly in the middle, but the other games against teams we should beat, I think.
We've got the Titans next week, and they're not going too bad at the moment.
Titans are going
beat them every time.
Anyway,
after that, Roosters somewhere there. They're shit.
Got Eels, Manly, Roosters, then the Tigers.
They spanked us last year, though. We need to make amends for that.
Yes.
Different
Yeah,
team.
Roosters have been playing like shit this year.
Different team.
All right, well, we'll continue on with the talk. So we'll go into a bit of matchups. We don't have Coco on tonight, but we'll throw to you. We'll call it tonight. We'll call it Billy's Battles. So
Yeah, I like that.
all
Has
right,
a nice
so
ring to it.
How long did it take you to think of that one, mate?
play this segment anyway, and then it'll be Billy's Battles tonight.
Billy.
Slugging it out in the middle of the field. The Dragon's front row has knocked his block off.
His block is knocked off?
It's time to look at the one-on-one battles that will decide the game. Will it be the key position players? Will the fight be won out wide? Or will it be one up front? Strap yourself in for Coco's Classic!
All right, but Billy, so take us through your key matchups for this game, head to head. Who do you think? Where do you think this game is going to be won or lost, and where do you think the key matchups are position wise?
Well, for me, key matchup is obviously Lomax against Holmes. That's going to be huge. I think Holmes should hopefully destroy him. It'll be good to see. It would be good to see him throw a couple of flick passes over the sideline. That's for sure. Been doing that a lot recently. Did a lot last week against Manly. So just proving everyone that he's not really a centre. He's a winger. So yep, that's going to be a good matchup for us hopefully. And another clash I like to see. Let's go the two locks. Jack DeBellin versus Jermaine Hopgood.
Yeah.
That should be good. Both have a variety. They can change it up during the game, running the ball, shifting. They're both fairly strong players as well, so that should be good to see. And then where this game can be won, well, we should just exploit Lomax down that side there because he can't really defend the centres. He's missing tackles left and centre.
Yeah.
He hasn't been good in defence this year at all. And that back line is been really, really weak for them. They have not been able to get any go forward on their runs. Whereas our back line is really huge. So, those runs out of the back there have been really good for us. So I think that's where we can win the game.
I want to see Tui Piloto Wasuli up against Penasini, and I think it's Russell on that side. So Penasini's tackling efficiency is about 86%, so run Suli straight at him.
100%.
Tui Piloto for first try scorer.
Well, that'll be later. That'll be later, Dan. Come on, let's later, mate.
He'll be up against the Fox.
Run him against the Fox as well. They're huge. Tui Piloto and Suli. Tui Piloto and Suli are huge. Penasini can't tackle, and I don't think the Fox can either. So
now Hazman, there's a lot of talk about Gutho. He returns to Para for the first time since leaving the Eels. Has a bit of reputation though. His captain's challenge record are horrendous. What would be your message to him regarding captain's challenges, especially against his old club?
Have a chat with DeBellin first. His record, as you've quite rightly said, is not good. I think he's just getting sort of caught up in the moment. He wants to, sort of be the hero as much as he can. He needs to remember you only get one. If you get that wrong, then you're done. So, he needs to talk to one of the wiser heads and come to some sort of a consensus. I mean, he's got to make the call as the captain, but he needs to get some advice first.
Yeah, like that one he challenged blatantly wrong last Saturday.
That was one of the worst. That was Shane Watson level. That was dead set Watto level. That shit.
Anyway, you're on the Mad Dragons podcast, proudly sponsored by Complete Warehouse Solutions. So go see Jeff and the team at 6 Commerce Drive, Lake Illawarra, and go give him a call on 4257 1930 or 0417 223 409. So there's been a lot of headlines regarding their $1 million player, Dylan Brown. He hasn't had a great game to start the year, great season to start the year. But Scoop, been a lot of pressure on him. Do you think he could lift against the Dragons this Saturday?
To be honest with you, Jesse, I'm going to say dead set. To the bat was shit, no, without Moses. I wouldn't be surprised, like what I said before, I would not be surprised had the the Parramatta Eels officials and that pull him in and say, since you've been playing shit for us, there's a door, walk out now, we don't need you anymore.
So, anyone think he could be due for a blinder this weekend? Yeah,
I don't think you can never blind him without Moses. You need Moses there to run the show so he can play the game. Dean Hawkins isn't Mitchell Moses. So Brown's got to try and run the game as well as play his game. I don't think he can do it. We actually seen that with Trent Barrett when he was captain. He couldn't handle both jobs. So I think he can play a good game without Moses.
Yep. Now Youngy, many people have said we've dodged a bullet with Jason Riles now that he's with the struggling Parramatta side. Do you think we dodged a bullet by not having him as our coach now that he's coaching Parramatta after 4 games? Or is it too early to judge him?
I think it's definitely too early to judge him based on the team he's got at the moment. Not having Mitchell Moses in that team is a big loss. So that's working against him for a start. So I think he's just doing it a bit tough at the moment with the players he's got off the field. Once he gets a few of those big guns back, could be a different coach. So time will tell, I guess.
Having Lomax would be a bigger loss, wouldn't it?
Everyone's going to turn on Lomax now.
Is this the type of game, though, Hazman? If we're a bit complacent, Parramatta could pull our pants down. Would you be wary of the Dragons? We know the Dragons that they can have one good performance and then the next week go to an absolute shit-ass performance. Do you think if we don't turn up, we could get our pants pulled down? Well,
I mean, the exact same thing happened last year. We beat Melbourne and then got absolutely belted by we got beaten 28-10 by the Bulldogs after the game at Amy Park last year. So beating Melbourne's great, but if we don't beat the absolute cellar dwellers, then we might as well have lost to Melbourne anyway.
100%.
Jesse,
you've got to go into that game like it's just another game. It's nothing special. Just one team versus another. Just don't get ahead of yourselves.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Jesse, put this comment up on the screen by Roy McDonald. He's actually agreeing with me.
That's a first.
Scoop's got a friend.
Oh, shut up, Benny.
Well, did you hear his comment the other night, Youngy?
What was that?
He said, play Mika Ravalawa in the front rower. We don't even have him.
And even if we did, I'm not sure you'd go there.
That's why Donnie
The problem is front rows have actually got a tackle.
And he can't tackle for
That's
shit.
where that plan falls over.
I think you could probably play him on an edge. You could probably play him on an edge, but
why? So he can
not
rush
the
up
front
over the
row.
line and make a massive hole like he does in the wing.
Yeah, Rava's not here anymore.
Defense is
Well,
not
not
the
for this
best.
year
There you
anyway.
go, Scoop.
Yes,
In
eventually.
the last 24 hours, we've seen talk about some high tackles and some potential crackdowns coming in. Now, we had Andrew Abdo from the NRL, the CEO of the NRL, speak last night about this. Now, what do we think of this potential crackdown for high shots in the game? You're a referee's expert, Scoop. How do you see it?
I think, I'm sitting on the fence about this one. I'm all for player welfare and concern with the concussion and all that, but with the sin bin for every high tackle, that's a bit ridiculous. There's going to be an investigation into this.
They'll do it for bloody 3 weeks and they'll forget about it like they usually do. We'll get
Magic round 2019, wasn't it?
See it again.
21.
21, yeah, Magic round 2021. I think we lost about 10 players that game, I think.
We had like 5 sin bins and a send off that game.
Yeah. There's the bugle player that was on Sunday night. Marty Besters. He was on playing the bugle on Sunday night.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Well, how exactly will teams exploit it? Like, will a player stay down if they are hit high, if they contacted high? What
also bloody will.
How? Yeah. How do you see it, Hazman? What do you think teams will get coached to lie down and if they do lie down, do you think they should be assisted from the field or? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the issue with lying down is you're opening yourself up to an HIA. So you could be spending 15 minutes off the field for play acting. Yeah, so you got to be careful of that. But I mean, yeah, I guarantee you, grubby clubs like Melbourne Bulldogs, Brisbane, what have you. Yeah, they will absolutely get coached to lie down.
Canberra.
I mean, Canberra are too shit to be grubs.
No, they're grubs, mate. They're the worst team in the comp.
And yeah, like we've seen where as Big T said, crackdown in 2021 for Magic Round. Could we see a similar game this weekend? The first game will be the Raiders and the Sharks on Thursday, and we'll get to see how this will all work. Todd Smith's that referee, Hazman. I mean, you love him, don't you?
Yeah, love him like a redheaded stepchild, mate. Yeah, that's funny because actually redhead. Redhead, deadhead.
Yeah.
Although I would actually prefer him than Sutton, to be honest.
Is Jeff Tuvey on the panel?
Tuvey Scoop.
Say again, Jesse?
Apparently you're Jeff Tuvey.
Scoop Tuvey.
There needs to be an investigation into this.
Do you remember Tuvey saying that?
Yep, it was 2015.
It's got to be some accountability.
It was 2013.
Someone's got to be accountable for this.
It was either 2013 or 14 that happened when you said that.
Yep, he said,
if I'm not blind,
if I'm not blind. But anyway, that's a discussion that will have to be had. Clubs have been warned against it too, so it's been sent as a memo to all the coaches. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Can I put my 2 cents worth in, Jesse?
Go ahead, Scoop.
The game's gone too bloody soft. It's not like how it used to be back in, I'm going to use an example of like Hazman, Big T, and Youngy's old days where they had fights and that.
He's just thrown me under the bus.
Well, I knew Saguna as well. It used
Probably
to be like
Donny.
Donny's not that old. He's like more mid-40s. They used to have spear tackles, coat hanger tackles, punches thrown in. It's not how it used to be these days. The game's just gone too freaking soft.
Yeah, but you've got litigation due to head injuries and things like that now. It's gotten serious, so they had to do something.
Anyway, here's CEO Andrew Abdo on that potential crackdown on NRL.
Memo that went out and what for? Yeah, for sure. Look, referees are heavily scrutinised, and I like to classify it into 3 buckets. First of all, it's important to acknowledge that the referees do a great job and get 98% of the calls right. Then there are going to be some calls that are 50-50 and debate them. You guys were debating them earlier on the show. The Leota trial, was it a trial, wasn't a trial? You looked at it about 9 times, 10 times. And you're always going to get that in professional sport. And then there are calls where they're wrong. There were errors. And over the weekend, we identified direct forceful contact to the head with no mitigation. And that is a clear sin.
So it's not all high shots. It's just direct contact with the head.
100%, right? So you'll see high tackles that'll be penalised. or there might be some mitigation. But the referees know what the decision tree looks like. Direct, forceful contact. So where we saw shoulders directly into the head, no mitigation, player wasn't falling, that's a clear sin bin. And we saw about 4 of those occasions on this round, and it was unfortunate.
So it's going to be just direct contact to the head. Now, we'll go to you, Billy. How do you see that? Direct contact with the head, should that be an automatic sin bin?
Really depends on the severity of the tackle. I mean, it could be the softest tap on the head and you're sin bin. I remember a couple of years ago, we versed Cronulla and Cogra, and it might have been 2020 or 2021. Paul Wall got sin bin for a tap on the head. So it just depends on the severity. If they're going to sin bin him for that, I think it's a harsh rule. But they got to find the right time to sin bin. If it's forceful and clear as day, straight in the head, fine, sin bin him. But man,
it can't be referee's interpretation either.
Yeah,
The bunker will most likely intervene anyway.
Yeah, well, the rest of the robots these days, they just stand there.
Bring back the send-offs.
Yeah, well, I think that's too harsh. It really kills the game. You do that. The minute, let's imagine you're 5 minutes in, someone gets sent off straight away. You've just killed the game.
Yes, Scoop. All right, so we'll go back into the talk about the game. Have we got a Matt Hasler saying something to Scoop?
Come on. Come on, Hasler. Don't be that harsh.
Try for
weeks. He's on a performance-based contract.
Development contract.
Well, he's got a long way to develop, that's for sure.
Good to start for me, as
you can throw punches, I can throw them too, Scoop.
Anyway, Dylan Walker is the new player on the bench for Parramatta. He's just come in across on the Warriors, as Youngy highlighted before. He's been that super sub role for the Warriors in the last couple of years. Do you think he'll play that same sort of role at Parramatta? And do you think he could be a threat? He's a premiership winner, played Origin. What are your thoughts, Youngy?
Certainly not lacking experience, that's for sure. He's been around forever. I reckon he's been groomed to just take over from Dylan Brown, and they might walk Dylan Brown. I think Scoop might be onto this one.
They're old mate Steve Alley.
I love Steve. I think Dylan Walker will start at 7.
I've got a feeling he'll start at 6.
Yeah. He'll start at 7, I think.
Or
he plays everywhere. Wherever you put him, he'll play.
No.
I'm sorry to say this on you, Big T, but I think he's more of a 6. I hate to say
so do I.
I've never seen him. I don't see him
at this stage of his
7.
career, he's a 13.
But what's the major difference anymore? You just play one side of the ruck. So it's not, whether you're playing left side, right side, it's basically the same position now. So what do you see as a major difference between a half and a 5'8"? It's not like it was 20 years ago.
I think 5'8's more a running position and a half 8's more a organizer, yeah.
Halfback.
But doesn't mean the 6 can't do that. The 7's going to be a runner. So,
you look at.
Well, it's just all about which side of the ruck you're playing.
Exactly right. And if you notice now, they're starting to play the 6 and the 7 on the same side of the ruck, like they did in the old days.
Yep. Well, back in my day when I played football,
the Dragons
used to be on the same side. So you'd have an inside centre and an outside centre.
That's right, yeah, same here.
And the forwards used to play on the short side, and the backs used to line out to the right or the open side of the field. Right. So it was all different.
It was all different.
And I'm not sure if we will exploit this, but Isaiah Youngy, as we highlighted, is only 4 or 5 games into his career. Cherry Evans bombed him out of that game last Sunday, and we saw Isaiah Youngy make a few mistakes. Do you think Flano would be watching that and he'd be instructing Flanagan and Ellis to bomb young Youngy all day? Big T?
Oh, for sure. I reckon we should bomb their wingers as well. Sean Russell and the other guy. The Fox, that's right. Bomb them all day. Fox is only a little bloke. Put Tui Pilotu or Sully above him. They're not going to stop him.
And where do you think we can get some joy against them, Big Hazman? Where do you think we can get some points against Parramatta this week? But they've been conceding a lot of tries this year, not scoring many themselves. Where do you think we can get a lot of joy against them?
Down Lomax's side all day. Can't bloody defend to save himself. Neither can either of the wingers. So straight down Lomax's side. Try time every day.
Down our left side.
Yep. So you
Well,
reckon?
I hate to say this, but I agree with Hazman.
Yep.
I hate to say this.
It's too late now, Scoop. You're done.
He's trying to kiss up to your Hazman. Yep.
No, it's too late to suck up now, boy.
All right. So we'll get into some tips for the games this weekend. Then we've talked a bit about the game and where we think where we can win the game and lose the game. The important thing is not to get complacent. We've got to back that performance up, and if we do that, we can get some joy and we get bank another 2 competition points on Saturday. But we'll go into what we think for the rest of the round's tips before we finish up with ours. So we'll start with you, Hazman. So the opening game of round 5 is the Raiders and the Sharks. Both teams coming off losses last round. Who do you like in this one?
Look, pretty evenly matched. Pretty much going with Canberra purely because they're at home. This is one of the worst games of the season for me to try and pick. Always get it wrong. I'm going with Canberra, home team. Reckon the crowd will get them over.
Scoop, you'll go on the same?
I agree.
Wait,
Reapers.
Raiders and the Sharks, Scoop.
I'm going to go... The Raiders have been good in the last few weeks, so I'm going to go Raiders.
There's going to be another
Raiders
100
by
point margin,
6.
Scoop.
100 nil.
Raiders by 6.
100 mil. Oh, by 6.
All right. The early game on Friday is Penrith versus North Queensland. Penrith, who would we thought we would be thinking that Penrith would be on a 3-game losing streak? Hasn't happened in 6 years. Big T, they do get Nathan Cleary back, but they do lose Scott Sorensen and Brian To'o. Cowboys are unchanged from their win over the Raiders. Do the Panthers bounce back this week?
I thought the Cowboys had a good win against the Raiders. They really held out in that game. Having Cleary back, I'm not sure. He might be a little bit underdone. But I'm going to go, because it's the Combank, it's not at Penrith. They haven't got home ground this year. I'm going to go Cowboys. I just like Dearden and I like Clifford. I just like them.
Fair enough. All right. Billy, we'll go to you. What's your tip on this one?
I got Panthers by 8. I think it'll be tight. I just think Cleary will pull it towards the Panthers towards the end of the game.
All right. Friday, the later game. That's the Book of Feuds, the 100-plus year rivalry. Youngy, that's the Rabbitohs and the Roosters. The Rabbitohs do welcome back Latrell Mitchell. He'll play centre with Jai Gray staying at fullback. Rabbitohs 3 from 4. They've been looking good, and the Roosters very well.
Rabbitohs have been going good. Yep. They looked a bit clunky when we played them round 2, but ever since they've been a quality side. So yeah, I'm definitely tipping the Raiders. The Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs.
Yep. And I'm going to back that one. I'm going to go with the Rabbitohs as well. I think they've been looking quite good. 28-0 they led Penrith at half-time in that game last week.
Yep.
I just don't see where the Roosters can get them.
Coach is no slouch either, so
the Bennett factor, it's playing a big part. I'm going to go with the Rabbits. The Roosters, unless they can do 180-degree turnaround, I can't see this result going any other way. The 5:30 game on Saturday, Hazman, we've got the Southern Queensland battle between the Titans and the Dolphins. Titans been looking good. Dolphins still looking for their first win. Will it come this weekend?
Honestly, no. Titans beat an admittedly pretty ordinary Roosters side, whereas the Dolphins were beaten by a kind of out of sorts Brisbane. Still got beaten fairly comfortably. I think Dolphins will be waiting another week.
Yep. Big T, you're more of the same in this one? You think that... You're on mute.
You're on mute, Big T.
Titans
what
or
have
the
I
Dolphins?
done? It's always got to be someone every week, isn't there? Titans, AJ Brimson and little Preston, they're looking the goods to me. And they've got Tino, they've got Regan Campbell-Gillard. They've got players coming back everywhere. I don't think they need Kieran Foran because AJ Brimson is blinding it in the 5'8" spot. So I'm going Titans in this one.
I don't think the Dolphins have beaten them yet, have they? I think
No.
Titans have won every. Have they lost?
Titans have actually only won the one game against them.
Is that right? I thought they had. Maybe it was the trials that I saw or something. I thought the Titans had it over them.
Yeah, the Titans won one game last year. Dolphins won every other game.
Wow. I'm going Titans anyway.
Yeah.
Now Saturday
There's no
night,
reason the Dolphins shouldn't win with that squad, but they're just not clicking at the moment. There's something going on.
It's the Bennett factor. Every team he's left has gone shit.
Yeah, it's a curse.
Young's favourite team on Saturday night, the Brisbane Broncos, they're taking on the Tigers. Youngy, I'll throw to you. Tigers don't have Jerome Luai. He's out suspended and also has picked up a shoulder injury. Tigers narrow loss to the Warriors. Broncos played in heavy rain against the Dolphins, but did the job. I'm guessing you're tipping the Tigers?
I'd like to tip the Tigers. I think the Broncos will get them without Jerome Luai and those players missing. But yes, I'd love to be able to tip the Tigers, but I think the Broncos will get them. Sadly.
Billy, you going to agree with Youngy there, or do you think the Tigers bounce back and get the win in Brisbane?
Yeah, I agree with Youngy. No lie, it's too big a loss for them to win against Brisbane. So, yeah, Broncos pretty comfortably, I reckon.
Sunday afternoon it's back to the Battle of Brookie. Scoop, we got Manly taking on Melbourne. So Nathan Brown's going to start with Josh Aloiai picking up an injury, and Toff Sipley comes onto the bench. Jerome Hughes returns on the extended bench to Melbourne a week after that broken hand injury, so it's going to be interesting to see if he plays. You wouldn't think so with a broken hand. Do Melbourne bounce back, or will Manly continue their undefeated run at home?
I'm also going to add something in here too, Jesse, that you missed. Turbo Tom's also out with injury. So
That's correct,
I'm going to tip Melbourne 13 plus.
Oh,
shit.
Melbourne by 100.
These two have got some history. This is traditionally always a good game.
It is. Do you remember Glenn Stewart and
Adam Blair incident? Yeah, the stink.
Good. Was good. Would have been too young.
I'm going to throw Crow in. I reckon there's going to be a three. I think there's going to be a repeat of 2013 Battle of Brooklyn. Two send-offs.
Was it in 2013?
When was it? 2012?
2011.
Oh, 2011. I'm going to say
Close.
Two send-offs, two sin bins.
Ooh.
It's going to be a repeat.
Throw the Crow in.
Melbourne rarely lose two in a row, Hazman. Is it this weekend?
No. Bellyache's really pissed off after last week. He won't let that happen again.
You're going the
Jess,
Storm?
Jess, can I throw the crow in? Can I throw the crow in?
You're going to go to Crow? I'll have to get
I'll
the
throw a
sound
crow
effect
in.
of the Crow.
No,
Yeah, you have
I'm
to
going
find
to
Crow
say,
sound.
I'm going to say, Manly by 13 plus.
Shit. Manly
Manly
without
13
Turbo.
plus without Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy. No, they don't have to worry about Tommy anymore. They've got Kohler. They've got Lehigh Hopewadi. They've got people that could take the place of Tommy now.
Cooler's gone,
Okay, Skip.
remember?
You're Melbourne 13 plus. I'm Manly 13 plus.
Well, Cooler's gone, by the way, too.
It
Remember?
doesn't matter. I hate Manly too. When I'm going to say Manly 13 plus, I hate Melbourne more.
I like this comment by Ian Johnson. No longer the Simban, it'll be the
Throw the
head
crow
beat.
in. We're going to use that. We're going to use that this year. Throw the crow in. I love it. I love it. Throw the
And then
crow
the
in.
final game of the round is on Sunday night. The undefeated Bulldogs, Youngy, they'll be taking on the Newcastle Knights, who are coming off the bye. Do the Bulldogs keep their undefeated run going, or can the Knights cause an upset?
Well, can I be the first one to upset all the Bulldog fans and say Newcastle?
No, I don't think it's going to happen. I hate to break your bubble.
Newcastle to knock them off their perch.
Close one?
Close one, yeah. Where's it being played at?
A
call. A call. That's the crow. A call.
You'd think Bulldogs should get them. If it was up at Newcastle, maybe I'd be saying Newcastle. I'll go Newcastle anyway. Stuff them.
We got someone
Stuff
agreeing
'em.
with you, Youngy.
Yep.
You got Rory on your side.
Remember, Rory's on Skip's side before.
Yes.
I'm going to throw the
I know,
crow
that
in
is a good
just for this one.
No more
Bulldogs
crows.
by
You
one.
only get one crow.
You just
You only
went.
get one crow.
All the dog fans were calling me out on the sledging group when I bagged them out the
I
other
love
week.
It's
I love them
Billy's
all.
turn.
Weeks.
Billy,
Hey?
who do you like? Doggies on the Knights?
Yeah, Dogs have been really strong to start this season, and I think they'll get the job done at home. I'll go Dogs by 4. It'll be very close.
They should win. Yeah.
Yeah, realistically.
I just like upset them.
We could have beat the Dogs, but we ran out of time.
If
Well, they did. They were lucky. They were lucky.
But Dragons fans, if you're at the game this weekend, don't do anything stupid.
Bring
Don't
some
do anything
pies.
stupid.
No
Don't
pies.
make it a 4th week in a row
No
for
pies.
stupidity.
No bagging
No-
the ref.
no
You can
homophobic
bag them, but
slurs.
don't say things to them.
We might need the buy again otherwise.
Anyway, we'll get into predictions for the game against Voldemort's Eels. So it's Saint Gutho's Dragons versus Voldemort's Eels. We'll start with you, Scoop. You can set us off. You can start us off. What's your
All right.
predictions for this game?
I'm going to go... You guys are going to hate me for this, but I'm going to go Dragons 24 plus.
Holy
We're in trouble now.
shit. He's just put the mock on us.
I'm gonna say anytime try scorer. Liddell. And my first try scorer of the game is going to be Voldemort.
What?
No.
We need to change Scoop's nickname to the Crow. I reckon that sticks now. For the rest of the year, he's going to be the Crow. Change that name. He is now the Crow.
Yeah, that's it. I love it. We all get one crow to throw in.
Yeah.
All right.
I reckon
Billy.
that sticks.
Yep.
Your turn, Billy.
I'll say Dragons 26-12. And let me go anytime try scorer. You know what? Let's go Elias. Elias for a try.
Yep. That's a good one.
Yes.
All right. Over to you, Youngy.
Tui Pilato anytime try scorer. And I like 26-12 as well. If we can be consistent and not tap out halfway through the games like we have in the past, we should win. So yeah, Dragons by 26-12. I'll say the same.
All right. We'll go to you now. Hazman, what do you think is going to happen? Will there be a bit of a stoush between Gutho and he who must not be named? Do you think there'll be a bit of a try, or do you think Gutho could get a try against or two against his old club?
I reckon he'll want to. Now, I've got 3 tries down Voldemort's side. Tuapolotu's going to go in first and do the whole show me the money bullshit. Jared Sutton's going to sin bin at least 4 players for head highs. 3 of them will be Dragons, and Dragons will win by 14.
3 have said 14. Okay. Is 14 the magic number for you too, Big Two?
No. Jesus Christ. That's not for me. I'm telling you now. Hey, fans, Kyle Flanagan's going to get a double. He's going to score first try as well. Tui's going to get 3. Sully's going to get 2. Wait, why are you throwing a crow in there, son? Cookie will also score at any time. Little will score at any time. And the Dragons by, it could be 40. Could be. Could be more. Could be 40.
You could be eating
that left side ticking over again like we did in the trials.
If that left side gets going, up against Penasini and
yeah, that'll be where I'd be running traffic too. On the left side.
For sure. Penasini and Attica, straight at them all the time, every day of the week.
Emre Gula, how much of a loss will he be?
None.
We've got Clemmer.
We've got Blake Laurie.
You've got Blake Laurie.
Well, don't laugh. He had an absolute blinding. He had a blinding game last week in the Reggers.
He should have been
so we've got Blake Laurie. It's fine.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see him charge over the top of Voldemort and score a try. That would be gold. That would be gold. His best mate scoring against him.
Holmes is going to step in blind. See ya, son. See ya.
I've heard reports.
I'm going to go Dragons by 12. I think we can get the job done. I'm with
Blake Laurie to do the crow if he scores a try. Wouldn't it be good if he did it?
Runs over the top of Voldemort. See you later. I'm going to go Gutho to get a double. I think he'll be pumped. As he said, he's going to tear some heads off. I think he's going to do that this weekend, and he's going to get a double. He'll be pumped to return to Combank. Last time he played there, he tore us apart. This time he'll do it to his old team. I think he'll have a blinder, and he'll silence that ex-Dragon. He'll be crying all the way home. But I think and Tuapolotu will be an anytime try scorer as well. I think Dragons by 12. And it should be a good battle, and hopefully we can get the job done and build off what we did against the Melbourne Storm. Because if we're gonna be playing finals football this year, these are the types of games we've got to win. Anyway, so that just about wraps us up for this evening. Thank you all for joining us as well.
Oh, yes.
And don't forget,
you're all excellent. We love you.
Don't forget, we do have that Behind Enemy Lines, so that will be uploaded for you to watch very, very shortly. So go ahead and watch that. You can find that on our Facebook page and should be available on YouTube as well, whichever platform you prefer to watch it. So yeah, we're back on Sunday. Well, Donnie and the crew will be back on Sunday to review hopefully another Dragons win. So I'll throw over to you, Hazman, to sign us off.
Rightio. Come on, Dragons fans, fire up!
Love it.
Coco is at Pell's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Mustard tells tales of dragons, wins and Tudor victory. Tony and the NB crew will do their very best, getting off topic and I digress with a red V on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of camaraderie. navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of the big wet feet. And so I paddle those sweet tales, and our friendship is our dream. The Mad Dragon Podcast, funded by